Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cozy Gamer Jessa. And as you can see in the thumbnail, we are decorating my beach today. So some of the parts of my beach are already decorated, so of course we are just going to be doing the ones that aren't decorated. And the first thing I'm doing is placing down this custom code, and it's going to cover the majority of this area over here. And if you're interested in this code, I have it linked down below, and it is on my Pinterest list with all the other codes I've used for this whole island. So if you're interested in any of those, just go down below and look for the codes that you're looking for. Anyways, so there's not a set theme for these cozy beach ideas. Mostly I was looking for places to sit or lounge or hang out on the beach for my villagers. And I did want to make a fish market and including a flea market. So that's the main inspiration for these builds that I have. This area right here with this large patch of custom code is going to be where the fish market is. And by fish market, I mean fish cafe. I have a bunch of fish pies, which sounds kind of gross to me. I'm not a big fan of fish. Anyways, I have a bunch of those that I'm going to be using, and those are going to be decoration. So here is a little kitchen area for our fish pie stall. And there we go. We have fish pie, and then I think that is also a fish item. And I'm going to put a little counter with the antique cash register so you can cash out our customers, I guess. Here is a couple buckets of fish, and I really like that cute little item. I have a custom code table, and this will also be down below if you're interested. And of course, I'm going to put my little gnomes on the little stools because who else would be eating fish pie right now? Alright, and I'm going to be placing a lot of wheat fields in these couple builds. I love the look of wheat fields on the beach, so I'm going to be using a bunch of them. And if you're going to be recreating this, I would start ordering them right now, because I had to order the max limit every day to get prepared for all of these builds, because I use them in each little section. And I'm going to add another little table over here, and another stool, of course. And we'll add a little bunny, because I love bunnies. And I also love these bikes, so I do add a couple bikes throughout. And on my island, I have a whole section just for bikes. And another fish pie. And here is another table for our customers to sit at. And I really like using these little wood stools, so I'm going to be using a bunch of those. And here's a little sign, and if you didn't know, I go to Cyrus to get that custom, change the color of it to make it blue to go with the fish theme. So this area is going to be more of a lounge area, in addition to this yacht, which was ridiculously expensive. So I have a couple lounge chairs to put here. So I have the single lounge chairs as well as the double lounge chairs with the umbrella. I also have this bamboo item, which I didn't know existed, and I'm not entirely sure when I picked it up. I must have got it at a treasure island and didn't realize. But anyways, here's the two little sets of lounge chairs, and I really liked the fruit basket in between them. That item's very cute. And in this area, I'm putting the double lounge chairs with the custom umbrella, and featuring the new item, the potted plant. Sorry, I couldn't speak. And then we have the lanterns. And there's me trying to get more puddles down. So I'm filling up the place with more custom codes to fill in the area. I don't want my beach crowded because I want it to be walkable, runnable, because I will run up and down my beach all day, and I don't want it to be super difficult to maneuver. And there's a little lifesaver for Gulliver. Right now I'm just placing down some flowers that I took from my storage, now that we can put flowers in our storage. I know, old news, but I'm still not over it. I love that. And we got the glow moss, which looks amazing at night. If you probably already know, but I love running through glow moss. And we have a little scooter, adorable. And here are some chairs for more lounging. And I got the matching little table and a tea set. And of course, we're gonna fill up a couple wheat fields to take up some space. Some mushroom items, accidentally talking to him, of course. Let's add a couple birds because this code is so cute. And how realistic to have a couple birds on your beach. And we'll add some coral and a beach ball, of course, because it's the beach. And here is a little croissant stall. And for this area, it's going to be a little bit different. Well, not that different. I'm going to put down the code, of course, but I have a bathtub in mind, which is kind of weird to be taking a bath on the beach. But I saw it on Pinterest. If I can find it, I will link the person who did it. But they put they put a bath on the beach like this, and then they added little decorations, and I thought that was so cute. So I'm recreating that right here, and I have a couple wheat fields to go behind it, of course, and I also have some sweet little candles to put next to it, as well as this plant, my little Happy Home Paradise candles to go with it, and a little lights right there, and we'll put glow moss to finish off this area, and that's pretty cute. Before we move on to the next cozy beach idea, we are gonna fill up the place with some flowers because I love flowers on the beach, and I have a bunch of them in my storage that I wanted to use. Some of them are ran over and will not grow back, but I don't mind. As long as you don't mind, I don't mind. And we're gonna put some flowers over here for our next area, which of course is gonna be another lounge area, but I do have some other items to go with it. So we're gonna add some glow moss ahead of time, and I have these custom log chairs and couch that I'm gonna be using for this area. But before we put any furniture, let's get the custom code on the ground first, so they have something to walk on. I mean, nothing wrong with walking on the sand on the beach, but for the lounge area, we want to have a solid ground, pretty much. So, using the same code as the previous builds, and we're going to fill up this area. And I do have some other items that are kind of unrelated to a lounge area, but I thought would fit good for this area. So here are the custom log couch, and then I have this item, the clothesline, which is pretty cute. So I thought I would add that behind the little chairs and couch area. And I also have the little washing bucket thing. I don't know what it's called, but people would wash their clothes in that. And we have some lanterns that we're going to be using from the update, if you didn't know. And then we have another little plant back here and a couple more flowers. And let's see if we can get another puddle in here and a teddy bear just for fun. And that's about it. Okay, let's move on to the other side of my island. And this is right in front of Elmer's farm. And this is actually going to be the area where I want to put the flea market. And the inspiration for the flea market is my excessive amounts of like decoration items that I have for your house. Like I have a unnecessary amount of items that I got from Treasure Islands. So I'm going to be using those up and making a little bit of a flea market. So I'm mapping out how big I want it with the custom code, because I want the custom code to cover the entirety of the flea market area. And it's going to be pretty much this portion by the palm trees, and I will have other areas behind it. I will try to timestamp them, so if you like wanted to skip to a different like cozy beach idea, you can. That will be down in the description, hopefully. So right now, filling up this big area, and I have a bunch of tables that I'm going to put out, and stalls, of course. So finishing up the code now, we move on to the furniture. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill up where I want my wheat fields and my flowers. And I have this beautiful arch that I'm putting down, of course, and a little bench. And these are the tables I was talking about. I love these tables. I think they're very cute. One of my favorite items in the game. I have them in a different color variations. But this is going to be where I'm going to put all of the items that we're going to be selling. And I have my custom stall. And now we can place a couple items. The typewriter, a little pile of books, a camera, a sewing box, stacks of clothes, a magic set, and here's another arch. And let's put a stool and a gnome running this flea market back here. And we'll have a couple wheat fields, of course. So there's not a whole lot of areas where I can put glow moss because all of it is like pretty much covered with custom code. But I am going to put a couple glow moss where I can, as well as more items on these tables. I really like the little ant farm. Adorable. And we have a globe. Anyways, we're moving on to this area, which is just going to be a little painting area. Very simple. We have a custom code as a painting, some little paint cans, and a bear. And going back to the flea market, we have a couple items to add, and I have this little sign, and Deidre wanted to talk to us, so of course we're going to talk to her. She's a cutie. Okay, we have a little trash can, and back to the painting area. I have a couple items. You couldn't really see them, but that's okay. We'll see them in the tour. We have this little area, which is going to be a little wheat farm on the beach. I thought maybe Elmer wanted more wheat, and I love wheat, as you can see, as all the wheat fields everywhere. So why not have an actual garden of them? So right now we're planting some. Of course, they're not grown. We might have to time travel if we want to see them grown, but that's okay. So I do have quite a bit of farms on my island. I would even consider saying my island does have farm core aspects of it, like a lot of farms. So this is not out of pocket to add a little wheat field on to the beach. That is what we're doing. Some custom codes we're going to add to fill up the area, as well as more wheat fields, you guessed it. These ones are in the normal, like, yellowy color. That is the little wheat field garden area, which is very cute. And we had the little basket with the vegetables and a scarecrow, my favorite. And I knew I wanted to use this lighthouse. I wasn't sure where. I'm thinking right here, which happened to turn into like a rock garden on accident because my island is so full. So that's what that is. And we are going to put a couple of tents on the island. So I'm just setting up for a little campsite on the beach right here. So filling out the space with more custom codes and more puddles, of course, because I love to put the little duck decoys on them because we love ducks on this island. And we'll add a couple birds. Very adorable. I think it's kind of funny how I accidentally got this rock garden by just over decorating my island in general. So pro tip, decorate your whole island, cover it with custom codes and items, and you'll end up with some sort of rock garden. Maybe not like a perfect circle like some people desire, but I got one and it was fairly easy. I just had to spend hours upon hours decorating my island. So we're back to putting flowers and glow moss, and as you could see, I did put down the tents. So we're just gonna have two little campsites, and we'll have the lighthouse because I wanted to use the item very badly, and some mushroom items, a little bear. It's gonna be very simple over here, a lot of repeat items, but they really fit the theme of my island, so we're gonna go with it. We have some bunnies and more flowers in this area to go with our rocks, and using up that glow moss and little mush stools, and of course more duck decoys. And at last, here is the long-awaited Cozy Beach Ideas tour. Just kidding. Okay, so here is the Fish Pie Cafe. Beautiful, stunning. I love it. And we have our tables and our lounge area. I love this little area. I didn't decorate my pier, sorry, but that's okay. There's Gulliver, he's still here. I wanted him for the tour. And we have our little beach bath area. Cute, adorable. And let's go over here. We have more lounging area. And you could also maybe like wash your clothes here. And let's go to the other side. We have the beautiful flea market featuring all of the random stuff from my storage. And it's run by a gnome. We have our painting area. And you can see the little items I put. We have the mini wheat field. Little wheat garden. And we have a little campsite. And we have our lighthouse and our rock garden, as well as another little area to go camping. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it gave you great inspiration for your beaches, because beaches are kind of difficult to decorate. And I dreaded doing this, but I'm glad I did. And I hope your beaches turn out beautiful and fantastic. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.